Hello, and welcome to the fourth draft on the channel of Double Masters 2022. Here in our Pack 1 Pick 1, we have Carter, Ghost Chieftain, and Monastery Swiftspear, both very powerful. Carter's more of like a mid-rangey graveyard deck, while Monastery is a great aggressive card for like the Jeskai Prowess decks. If we take Mentor, what would we take? Is it Charm or Swiftspear or Scab? If we take Carter, we would take what? An Aqueduct? Or maybe just take both? No, Carter wants more creatures in the deck. I think Mentor and Swiftspear might be the pick here. Yeah, whenever I play against Mentor, it is very scary and it's a must-answer threat. So, Mentor and Swiftspear. Other good picks could probably like Eel Umbra, Charm, and Scab, but yeah, I like Swiftspear and Monastery Mentor. And we get past a Bedlam Reveler. I like Bedlam Reveler in a spells deck, especially now that we already have Monastery Mentor. We can just start spamming spells. So yeah, let's take Bedlam Reveler here and try and get it to like a 3 even 2 drop. And then just pick up as many instant sorceries as possible. Not just like enchantments and such. As in pack 3, we get Uloshed, the Hate Seed, Wall of Omens, Militia Bugler. There's no blue of note, so blue might be getting cut off. There's also, we could just take the Cryptic Spires, play it safe. I like the Bugler because it can go hit Mentor and Swiftspear at the moment, and is also aggressive over like a Cryptic Spires or Pirate's Pillage. It's too early to take Cryptic Spires. So yeah, let's just take the Bugler. As we are past a Bloodwater Entity, Eel Umbra, and Thought Scour. Bloodwater Entity is pretty good. It can also be hit by the Bugler, so I like it here over Thought Scour and Cryptic Spires. So yeah, the spells deck is coming along. We're not sure if we're in blue just yet, but that last pack didn't really have much for any other color, really. I've honestly been impressed a lot by Swiftspear. Like, turns out slamming Prowess on a 1-mana 1/2 with haste was a bad idea. Here, just take either the Forbidden Alchemy or the Thought Scour. I like the Thought Scour just because it's cheaper and just much easier to cast, but we already have all of these 3 drops. Let's go with Thought Scour, yeah. And now we take a Fiery Fall. Fiery Fall or Forbidden Alchemy. Let's just take Fiery Fall. Helps fix our mana, late game, can kill creatures, and can put an instant source in the graveyard for Bedlam Reveler. As we are past last pick, Jeskai Charm. Well, that is a good pickup, and don't mind if I do. Or second to last pick, actually. This is the last pick. At least I think so. Yeah, second to last pick was the last one. This is the last pick. And I think the Sky Knight's good, but I think we want the Cryptic Spires out here. Like, I don't think we're going to run the Sky Knight, even though it's pretty strong, just because we already have, like, it doesn't work with Bugler. It doesn't really care about Prowess stuff. I guess Sky Knight's pretty strong. Yeah, let's just take the Sky Knight. It's a really strong card. And since we already have enough 3-drops, I think I just take the Eel Umbra, even though it's not an instant sorcery. And now Fiery Fall number 2. Sure. This is not really good for us. Just take the hero. Yeah, Bedlam Reveler might be a 4-drop at the moment. Now we get another Eel Umbra. Sure. I like getting a foil and non-foil version of a card if we can. Just like if we even play one, we can sideboard in game 2, sideboard one out for the other. So it looks like we are playing 2 versions of the same card in the deck. Just a little cheap trick I like to play. How many non-creatures for Monastery, Swift Spear? Let's see. Child of Laura Wield and Emissary, Perverse's Emissary. We've got 1 non-creature, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's not bad at the moment. 50-50. But Bedlam Reveler, we only have 4 instant sorceries. Pack number 2, we see a Chancery, a Martial Glory, a Titan's Strength, and a Battlefield Promotion. I think I like taking the Chancery here as just these bounce lands are really good. And then my second pick would probably be either Promotion or Strength. I like the Strength because it's really cheap and can also help pump out damage. And Battlefield Promotion is nice and all, but I think I like the Strength. Hopefully Martial Glory or Promotion Wheel. As we get past a Lava Coil and a Garrison. Garrison, another bounce land would be great. But Lava Coil's great removal. Instant sorcery for Bedlam Reveler and Monastery Swift Spear purposes, and Bloodwater Entity. Let's take the Lava Coil. We got mana fixing with Fiery Falls already. Now we get a Deep Analysis. I like that over a Deranged Assistant. And a Spark Mage's Gambit. Yeah, I like Deep Analysis. Having 1 to Deep Analysis is a good thing. Sadly, it's not like Commander where you can flash it back and not care about 3 life. At 3 life, it might matter against an aggressive deck. But it's normally fine to flash it back if you're in a leading position. Here we have Spell Pierce, Nephelia Smuggler, and Cryptic Spires. I'm not a big fan of Nephelia Smuggler, even though we have Sky Knight, Bloodwater, Bugler, and Bedlam. I think the mana fixing is important. Smuggler is pretty good. Let's go with the Smuggler. Great late game for us. Now we get a Forbidden Alchemy. I like Forbidden Alchemy here. And Drog Skull Reaver. This card has won me more games than I can count, and by count I mean it's won me all the games I've played it in. So I like Drogskol Reaver a lot, but then there's also the Cryptic Spires, which we really need. And it also is pretty expensive, so yeah, just take the Cryptic. And now we take a Cryptic number 2 over like a sideboard Pithing Needle. And Glimpse the Unthinkable. If I pack one, pick one like a Glimpse of the Unthinkable, I will force a mill deck with like all the Bald Street Spies I could find. And just take the God's Willing here over Aether Mage's Touch. And then Cryptic Spires here looks good over Glory. Glory's a pretty good pump spell. No, I think we need the Cryptic Spires. And now we take a Spark Mage's Gambit. I like having at least one of those in a deck. And a Deranged Assistant looks nice. Helps fill the graveyard. Can do some stuff. We can have a sideboard Spell Pierce. Transmutation or Splicer. I like the Transmutation just to deal with like some big creatures sometimes. Like, we have a lot of damage-based removal, but if they play like their own Drogskol Reaver or some other big creature, Transmutation just deals with it right away. Magister Sphinx and Baldstrid Spy. Sadly, no Drogskol Reaver in that pack. Oh well. If it wheeled, we would have played it, but not there. In pack number 3, what are we looking for? Probably maybe a crew land or 2, and then just some more instant sorceries, maybe a few prowess payoffs. We're not playing, maybe Martial Glory. Okay, we have Rift Bolt, Abbot of Carol Keep, and Stagger Shock. I like Rift Bolt a lot, don't get me wrong, but Stagger Shock might just be better. And we obviously have to take the Abbot of Carol Keep. It's just way too good. It's a 2-mana, 2/1 Prowess. Especially in this deck, it's pretty good. Let's take the Abbot and Stagger Shock over like a Rift Bolt, then Jeskai Elder, then Bloodwater Entity. Yeah, I like that. As we get past a Swift Spear and a Balefire Liege. Balefire Liege is pretty good, but I don't think I like it over a Swift Spear. These 1/2 Prowess are pretty strong early game, and can even be relevant threats late game, as any instance is a combat trick. Cuts, if we don't need white, we can just like splash Monastery Mentor and Jeskai Charm. Cut the Sky Knight and God's Willing, so we don't have to splash too much. Yeah, I'd like that. Bedlam Reveler still looking pretty good with all of our non-creature or instants and sorceries. Maybe if we cut one Fiery Fall, we'll see how it turns out. Like, Fiery Fall doesn't work too well with our Abbot. Here, this pack really sucks for us. We can take like another Spark Mage's Gambit, Last Breath. Ugh. Tentatric Legionnaire. No, we don't have enough target stuff. We've got like Titan's Strength. And that's about it for targeting. Yeah, let's just have a sideboard Last Breath. As we get past a Rift Bolt. There's also all of these good cards right here, but easy Rift Bolt here. Just love me some good burn. Dockside Extortionist. Well, there's really nothing else here, so if we do play against like some sort of weird artifact deck, we might play it. And here, do we take Force of Negation or Aether Snipe? Force of Negation can definitely be good, but Aether Snipe is just a pretty strong card on its own. Let's go with Aether Snipe. We can evoke it if we ever need to, and then Thought Scour here. Living Lightning is good pickup. And this is our wheel pack. No Jeskai Elder or Rift Bolt, but Bloodwater Entity is nice. None of these are really good. Guess sideboard mutate transmutation. Sideboard Spark Mages. Let's cut the God's Willing, the Bugler, and the Sky Knight. That way our splash to white is at a minimum. We have Fiery Fall, if we had a Plains, Fiery Fall, and Chancery, we'll have 4 white sources for 2 white cards. I like that, especially with all our filtering. And a Pirate's Pillage. We might play that. We've already got Deep Analysis. It helps splash our white cards, so maybe play it. Let's select blue-red for now. Let's move the lands out of the way and see what we're working with. I think we can cut 1 Eel Umbra, since 2 of them I think is overkill, especially when we don't care about the enchantments, we just care about the instant sorceries. Pirate's Pillage is... I think we can cut it. Like, it's a fine card, but we already have Deep Analysis. And... hold on a second. Just gotta close a window real quick. I think with an Azorius Chancery and double Fiery Fall, I think we can run 16 lands easy. Maybe even 15. Yeah, I think 15 is actually reasonable here. Cut a Living Lightning. We have enough ways to buy back our stuff. With double Bloodwater Entity, we don't need a Living Lightning. Yeah, I like that. Run 16 lands and double Fiery Fall, or throw in the Living Lightning. I think I like it like this. 16 lands. No, we got enough cantrips. Let's throw in Living Lightning, go 15 lands, Azorius Chancery, and double Fiery Fall. Basics, we want 1 Plains, 5 Swamps, 5 Mountains. Yeah, I like that. Well, that is the deck. I will see you all in Game 1. Alright, we are here in Match 1 against Denahel. We will be on the play. And this is definitely a keepable hand, basically 5 lands. If we flood out, we can just cast Fiery Fall, so we'll keep. And start off with a turn 1 Swiftspear. Move to combat, swing for 1, and pass the turn. They play tap land and pass. We'll play tap land, swing for 1, and pass. I don't think we basic land cycle Fiery Fall, just because we already have drawn 5 lands, so any other land turns on Fiery Fall. Is it charmed? Kill it. That's annoying, but fine. Ooh, well, now that we drew Monastery Mentor, we might want a basic land cycle Fiery Fall. Huh. Let's try and find an instant sorcery for it first. Cast Forbidden Alchemy. Stagger Shock looks pretty good. Yeah, I like Stagger Shock. We could have done that instant speed, but they might have had a counter magic, so best, like another Is It Charm, so I think it's just best just cast it main phase. And since there's nothing on board, even though basic land cycling for plans would be nice, let's just cast Deep Analysis and pass. Bloodwater Entity is looking pretty good. Burning Tree, that is a interesting play we see from our opponent. Into Marchesa, the Black Rose. Well, now we kind of have to kill Marchesa, so especially since they're now at 18. So let's Rift Bolt Marchesa and pass the turn. End of turn, basic land cycle Fiery Fall. And then we can play Plains, Monastery Mentor, and Stagger Shock. I like that. Disciple, we take 2, end of turn. Basic land cycle, go fetch a Plains. Our turn, we will play a Plains. Cast Monastery Mentor. Into Stagger Shock. Always yield to the Prowess, always yield to the non-creature, or to the creature. And pass the turn. Next turn we can cast Deep Analysis, paying 3 life. They Fiery Fall our Monastery Mentor. That hurts, but we still got a Monk token out of it, so we're happy. Rebound. We shoot their face. Prowess. Land. Let's tap 2 and then cast Deep Analysis from our graveyard. Paying 3 life. Jeskai Charm and Eel Umbra. Let's cast... let's go with Bloodwater Entity here. Buy back Fiery Fall over Forbidden Alchemy. Yeah, I like that. Yes, put that back on top. And for the extra point of damage, let's Eel Umbra, the Bloodwater Entity. 1 to protect it, and 2 to get the Prowess trigger from our Monk. Swing for 4 damage. And pass the turn. Jeskai Charm is looking pretty sweet right now. But they cast Thraxi Mundar. That is a problem. I mean, we go to 2. Let's see how we can pull ourselves out of this. We can Fiery Fall, but that won't do anything. If we put Rift Bolt on top, we could kill them. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana, so 8. Yeah, we can't even double spell. We can just tap something down with Disciple. So yeah, that's game. Good game. And on to sideboarding. How are we gonna sideboard against this? Let's throw in Spell Pierce to slow them down a bit. And cut. What did we cut? Probably the Aether Snipe. It's not going to help too much. No. It's going to be a big tempo swing. Probably cut the Eel Umbra. Yeah, just cut the Eel Umbra. And we are back for game 2 against this guy. We will be able to play, yes. And, this is an interesting hand. I think we keep. Abbott helps us dig a card deeper, try and find a land. So yeah, we're going to curve out with turn 1 Smuggler, turn 2 play Cryptic Spires tapped, and then turn 3 Abbott, try and hit a land. Yeah, I think I like that. Jeskai Charm looking decent. It's like burn, sword removal, and sword life gain. It's probably an okay charm. Aether Snipe. What's taking our opponent so long? They spent all of their time doing sideboarding. Finally. Smuggler and pass. Perfect. Land. They suspend a Rift Bolt. That's not good to see. We'll still run out the Abbott to try and exile land, which we don't. They're definitely killing the Abbott of Carol Keep. But that's fine. We just really need to draw land. Yep. What you got? Iguanar? Yeah, sure. Let's Stagger Shock it now while we have a chance. Actually, we'll move to combat and swing for 1. And then just pass. Since Stagger Shock's an instant, we don't want them to not play into a Stagger Shock. They evoke a Mole Drifter. I'll respond to this so that we don't take damage. Stagger Shock the Iguanar. It dies, they draw 2 cards. They play a Carnarium. Rebound, 2 damage to their face. Let's try and hit a land with Thought Scour, which we do, and it's the perfect land, the Plains. Although we did mill both of our Bloodwater entities, that is fine. We'll just pass. And now we have Spell Pierce held up, and Jeskai Charm. Let's see, they cast a Sidraxis Spectre. Ugh, that's an annoying one. And a Striker. Well, let's put that Spectre on top of their deck. Move to combat, swing for 1. They're going to take it. And then tap all of these, cast a Living Lightning, and pass turn. This way, if they do kill the lightning, we can just buy back Stagger Shock. Never mind, Lava Coil. because of course. Well, let's go Mountain, Swift Spear. Since we would just have to discard it anyway, let's evoke the Mole Drifter to bounce the Spectre back to their hand. Swing for 2, and pass the turn. And then we'll just spend the rest of the game in top deck mode. They cast a Spectre. The Striker gets a pump. Not. Why can't they have cast this non-creature? So we can Spell Pierce it. We take 4 because pain. And then we play a Chancery. Bouncing a Plains back to hand. Since now that we have a white source, we don't need the Plains anymore. So just pass. Now we have something to discard to the Spectre, so we can hold on to our Spell Pierce. Well, take this. Pay some mana. It's not going to help much, but it's something. Like, when they spend 2 mana, sure. Lava Coil it. Our best top decks are like Bedlam Reveler. Not a land, that's for sure. Yeah, well, we concede this game. GG's, opponent. GG's. On to game 2. Here we are for round 2 against Ebegan. We are on the play, and this is a definitely keepable hand. Thought Scourers can fill our graveyard a bunch. Fiery Fault can find a white source. They cast an Amulet. Just pass the turn. They sacrifice Amulet. End of turn, basic land cycle. Go fetch Plains. Tap a blue, Thought Scour ourselves. Mill Lava Coil and Smuggler and hit a Deranged Assistant. But we don't got another blue source, so we can't cast the Assistant just yet. They cast a Prized Amalgam. So they must be heavy Reanimator. So we do not want to spend Rift Bolt on that, nor do we want to ever mill them. So it's Living Lightning and pass. Because Living Lightning they do not want to kill, or else we'd get Lava Coil back and exile their Amalgam. Rift Bolt's also looking pretty sweet. Oh, they swing. Do we block? Sure, we'll come back eventually, but yeah, let's block. And then buy back the coil. And then they just pass with no land. We will basic land cycle another Fiery Fall, go get an island, play it, and cast a Deranged Assistant. Pass the turn. End of turn, we're definitely thought scouring ourselves. They cast a Squire. And they hit a Plains. So they are missing a color. Into a Cartel Aristocrat. We mill Titan Strength and Mountain, and then hit a Cryptic Spires. That is fine. Play that. Let's cast Rift Bolt, targeting the Seeker Squire. They're going to sacrifice the Aristocrat, giving protection from red since they know we have the Lava Coil in hand. And then we will Transmutation the Aristocrat. That way it can't do anything else. And then we pass the turn. But we don't have any action at the moment, which is a big problem. They whiff with the Bugler. That's good to see. We take one. End of turn, activate, mill. The Reveler, no! That was like the one card we didn't want to mill. Oh, Swift Spear is fine. Swift Spear into Coil. Do they have Mana Leak? No, Agony Warp. That's fine. We'll swing for one. Play a Cryptic Spires and pass. We take one. Into a Flicker Wisp. Ah, dang it. Okay, so after this game, we sideboard out the Transmutations since they have some Flicker stuff. Cast a Swift Spear. Cast Spark Mage's Gambit to kill the Flicker Wisp. They'll sacrifice to the Aristocrat. Give it Prot Red. Or another Agony Warp. Yeah, sure. And now we're in top deck mode. Hoping to mill Deep Analysis if we tap the Deranged Assistant. Yeah. Mill a land, that's fine with us. And then they cast an advanced Stitchwing. But we draw an Aether Snipe. Cast the Aether Snipe and bounce the Stitchwing back to hand. Cards in deck, we still have the Monastery Mentor. More removal. So they're going to be basically empty-handed after this turn. They cast a Stitchwing. We draw a Bloodwater entity. Okay. Tap this. We mill another Bloodwater entity. Why are all the Bloodwater entities next to each other? Let's cast Bloodwater entity, which will buy back. Let's go with Coil. so we can get rid of the Stitch Wing. They don't attack with the Cartel Aristocrat, which makes sense, considering if we just trade and then exile their Stitch Wing, they would not like that. Tap, mill, deep analysis? No, of course not. Attempt to exile the Stitch Wing, where they'll just sacrifice it. Swing for 3, since we have to apply pressure at some point. If we hold back, then they're just gonna, play a creature, sacrifice it to the Aristocrat, it wouldn't try and block. Yeah, that won't do us any good. Eel Umbra. Like, seriously, where's the deep analysis? Making sure we didn't already see it. Pass a turn, they reanimate their Stitch Wing. And Amalgam. But they did it wrong, so the next end step prize Amalgam is going to come back. Let's cast or mill a card. Finally, deep analysis. Wondering where you would be. Let's cast Abbott. The land, we need something, so let's flashback deep analysis. Sure, we go down to 4 cards left and 2, but we need to draw something, and that wasn't something. Yeah, GG's opponent. On to sideboarding. We throw out the Transmutation. Throw in... Let's just try and be a little late gamier. Throw in a Pirate's Pillage. Yeah, I think I like that. Over, like, a makeshift Mauler or something like that. Yes, we will be on the play. We will keep this hand. Turn 1 Thought Scour ourselves. Looks pretty good. Forbidden Alchemy. Maybe we should have like a Cryptic Spires that's black so we could possibly flash it back. Mill 2 lands, and then get our Stagger Shock. Fine by me. Cryptic Spires, pass a turn. They cast a Seeker's Squire, which reveals a Cryptic Spires. Let's pass a turn. And then Stagger Shock the Seeker's Squire, and then maybe something else. Like if they cast a Cartel Aristocrat. Nope, they cast a Bugler. They hit another Bugler. We will Stagger Shock. Our upkeep. Stagger Shock shoots her face. Play land. Tap 1 Swift Spear. Tap 3, cast Rift Bolt on their Bugler. And then swing for 2. They cast a Wall of Omens. Boo! That's hard to attack through. But they do hit their blue source. So that unlocks a few cards for them, like Agony Warps. But they cast an Unearth, hitting a Cartel Aristocrat, so that's going to be a hard one just to get rid of. Titans? Strength. Let's cast Bloodwater Entity and get the Stagger Shock back. Or do we get the Rift Bolt for the Bugler? Let's go with Stagger Shock. More damage, more prowess. No attacks and pass. I think at this point we're going to try and burn him out. We take 2. And then they cast their like Aristocrat and then something else. If they have Acne Warp, we have our Titan Strength to protect it. Aristocrat. And then they pass, so they definitely have Agony Warp. Let's Stagger Shock their face. It's just going to be basically a Flame Slash to their face. They're going to Agony Warp as predicted, but we have a Titan Strength. To protect our Bloodwater Entity. Always yield. And we will keep that on top of our deck since it's another Prowess trigger. And then they go down to 14, followed by 7. Followed by 5, and then we just kill them on our turn? Or if Bloodwater Entity lives. Mole Drifter. They swing, we take it. If they have an Agony Warp, they should use it now. Because they know what's coming. Or Eyeblight Ending, that works too. Definitely the more annoying one of the two. Burn their face. Let's cast Deep Analysis. Mountain. Jeskai Charm. If we have a white source, that can definitely do something. Maybe last turn we should have swung, cast Thought Scour and Forbidden Alchemy. But this is fine. They just need to take... Never mind. I was about to say they just need to take 1 damage, but now they have to take 6. This Magister Sphinx. Bedlam Reveler. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sorcerers in their graveyard. So let's cast Thought Scour. Trigger Prowess. Please hit Aether Snipe. Cast Bedlam Reveler. Wheel this hand away. And a Spark Mage's Gambit. That can be something. We're basically at 3 and then at 1, so we need to keep back both things. So sadly, we just have to pass the turn. Hold up our Eel Umbra. Because the Sphinx and Cartel Aristocrat just can't be blocked. They cast a Mole Drifter. I honestly would have evoked it, sacrificed it to the Cartel Aristocrat, done all that fancy stuff. Eat this, eat this. Spark Mage's Gambit might get pull through? Question mark. If we can hit like some sort of instant or sorcery off the top. We eat these, go down to 1. And then they cast an Amalgam. Bloodwater Entity means we have a blocker. But it might not be enough. We still don't have white mana, so Jeskai Charm isn't doing anything. But a Rift Bolt might. So, Spark Mage's Gambit, targeting Prize Amalgam and Wall of Omens. Swing with the Reveler. Yeah, we can't beat this. Good game. Yeah, Fiery Fall. Just the Magister Sphinx. Putting them at such a high life total just threw us out of the game right there and then. Welp, on to game 3. Alrighty, we are here in game 3 against Multicuum with our not so amazing deck. This will keep. Of note, if you guys are thinking this is a problem because of the mana, we have not been mana screwed once, so don't think that's a problem, even though we're running 15 lands. Swing with the Swift Spear and pass. You know what we needed? More Swift Spears. And more Fireblade Artists. And then a transition into Rakdos aggro. Yeah. Yesterday I was playing some off-camera Magic. And I did a trophy with a Rakdos aggro deck with 3 Terminates, 7 Fireblade Artists, and 5 Monastery Swift Spears. Also, I had like 2 Hissing Iguanars and 2 Rift Bolts and a Lightning Bolt, and then a few other cards I can't remember. But it was a really fun and insane deck. I'm a little sad I passed up on Thrumming Stone later in the draft and that, but oh well, you win some, you lose some. Here we will Deep Analysis. The deck still did amazing though, with a trophy crushing everyone beneath it. The Mana Leak, which sucks, but we still get the Prowess. Swing with everything and pass. Next turn we can tempo and Aether Snipe something if we need to. Or we can just flashback, Deep Analysis, and Lava Coil. They cast a Blood Artist. That's a little worrying. Let's cast a Swift Spear. Let's cast a Lava Coil. They Mana Leak. Cannot pay, which sucks. That's fine. We flashback Deep Analysis. Draw Transmutation and Abbot of Carol Keep. And then with all of these tempo effects, I think we can nearly win next turn. They cast Inquisition. That sucks, so they're probably going to take our Gambit. I'm not a big fan of this Inquisition. This Inquisition art specifically. Like, it's interesting, but I kind of like the one from the Mystical Archives. They cast a Blood Flow Connoisseur. That's fine. Let's cast Abbot of Carol Keep. And hit a Cryptic Spires. We'll play that and then transmute the Connoisseur or the Artist. Let's transmute the Connoisseur. Like, sure, they still have their Blood Artifact, but we don't want them to get a 1-1, even that minuscule change. They sacrifice the Blood Flow Connoisseur anyway. The transmutation goes to the graveyard. Oh, I see what they did. I thought they sacrificed the Blood Flow Connoisseur to itself. We can still attack in at the moment. And then pass. And now we just got this Aether Snipe that we can bounce something. Though it is a creature, so it won't trigger Prowess. Yep, they concede. So on to game 2. Let's just be as fast as possible. Martial Glory, maybe, probably not. Let's throw in Last Breath? No. Let's throw in another Spark Mage's Gambit and cut the... What do you want to cut? Let's cut the Transmutation. Like, Transmutation's fine and all, but we like another Gambit here. And we will keep this hand, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Let's start off with a Swift Spear. Swing for 1. And pass the turn. They cast a Thrall. We cast a Gambit just to kill the Thrall. Create a Scion, move to combat, swing for 2. They take it, and we pass. Inquisition, the better Thoughtseize. They take our Stagger Shock. Jeskai Charm still isn't castable, which sucks, but it's fine. Well, let's cast Lava Coil on the Blood Artist. Permanently exile it. They don't even get the Blood Artist trigger. And crash in for 2. And by crash, I mean lightly slap them across the face. They have a Grave... dang it. Graveblade Marauder. That is a card I was not expecting. Well, let's Forbidden Alchemy. Try and find something. Let's see. Eel Umbra, Fiery Fall, Land and Land. Fiery Fall or Eel Umbra? Like, the Eel Umbra will help me trade, but I still need to cast another instant sorcery that turn. So let's just take the Fiery Fall. A 1/4 Death Touch is just such an insane body against an aggro deck. They get an Aether, we pick up an Aether Snipe. We will basic land cycle the Fiery Fall and go get ourselves a Plains. Play the Plains. And Jeskai Charm, put the Graveblade Marauder on top. This way we can get in for 2 and then we time walk them since they've been missing land drops of their own. Are they not recasting the Graveblade Marauder? I was about to say. Bedlam Reveler costs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It costs 2 mana. Looks pretty good. Evoke Aether Snipe. Bounce the Marauder. Suspend Riftbolt. Crash in for 1. And pass. This way we're empty-handed for Bedlam Reveler. And it's only 2 mana, so we can help refill our hand pretty well. They cast a Bloodflow Connoisseur. That looks great for us. So, not the Marauder. Suspend comes off. We Riftbolt their Connoisseur. They sacrifice it to itself, but it doesn't really affect anything. Play Cryptic Spires, cast 2 mana Bedlam Reveler, and draw 3 cards. They concede. Well, GG's opponent. Well, I mean, we won 1 game, but the rest of them didn't do too hot. But, yeah. In hindsight, maybe taking a few of those ingenious scabs would have been helpful. But what do you think? Leave your thoughts in the comment section. And if you want to check out another video, you can check out one of our past drafts over here. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy this content, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And I will see you all next time.